Y'all know nothing about this. You need to pay attention. Sit back and relax. It's time for Goodall's Country Kitchen.
All right, so as promised, I'm going to be telling you and relaying the events that took place that led up to me getting run over by the school bus a year and a half ago. But to do that, I have to go back in time a little bit. As some of you all probably know, some don't, I worked at Eastern High School for 26 years as the head of security. Part of that duty would be in the mornings to get the buses in and the car riders and things like that. We had a designated lot where parents were to drop their students off in the lot behind the school, the parent drop off lot. And then we had the lot where I worked where the buses would come in and the staff. And periodically we would have parents that didn't want to wait and be inconvenienced by having to go to the designated parent drop off lot. They wanted to bypass all that and drop their kids, sneak into the staff and bus lot, drop their kids off there. And what that would do is it would back up the buses and back up traffic from being able to get into the staff and bus lot. So periodically, I would be assigned to go out there and check parking permits to where the parents would see me out on the street standing in the driveway, and it would deter them and they would move on. But what it did, it turned into a cat and mouse game. The days that I wouldn't be out there, the parents would not see me. They would come in, sneak into the driveway, drop their kids off. Buses would be backed up, couldn't get in school. Drivers would be complaining about it. And then I would be assigned to go back out there. So this kind of went back and forth for a year. So then finally in the fall of 2022, it was finally determined that that was going to be my permanent morning duty. So that was in August of 22. Fast forward, the morning of November 28th, the Monday after Thanksgiving break, I was standing in the driveway. The buses would come in one side. They drop their kids off. The buses would exit, go out my other side, and go out the driveway. For some reason, that morning, this driver who had seen me every day for months and months forgot that I was there. I don't know what was going through his head, but anyway, he'd come around the corner, going a little too fast, wasn't paying attention, never corrected himself to go to my right and just veered right into the middle of the driveway, hit me from behind. I never saw it coming. I was told that I did a complete forward flip in the air and landed on my back. Luckily, though, the bus hit me at an angle. It hit the front left driver's side, but it hit me in an angle to where I was knocked up in the air, but slightly to the side to where the only thing that was run over by the tires of the bus was my foot, which it crushed my foot, had fractures there. But also I had several displaced rib fractures where they had to be surgically put back together. And the worst of it was my shoulder. I had a fracture of the collarbone and a complete separation of the shoulder. Every ligament in my shoulder was destroyed. I had to have surgery on that, but I had to wait for the rib surgery first because they were afraid I was going to get pneumonia. Well, the most dangerous thing first they took care of. To operate on the shoulder, the orthopedic surgeon said, look, he said, it's not the best solution, but with the trauma of what happened with your shoulder, it's the best we can do. So what they did was they took Achilles tendons out of cadavers and they reattached, put my shoulder back together with those tendons. So I've had somebody's Achilles tendons that are basically holding my shoulder together. They grafted them to the bone in my shoulder. And anyway, they're living tendons now in my shoulder. In the months following this accident, whenever people would talk to me about the incident, I couldn't talk about it without crying. I'd never been like a crier in my life. You know, everybody knows me, knows I'm like tough and rough. And I wasn't known to like break down and cry in front of people or in private for that matter. But anytime I would be out somewhere, in a restaurant with friends, family, it didn't matter. If they asked me what happened with the bus incident, I would break down and cry. people call me on the phone, try to talk to me, I'd just cry all the time. So a couple months into that, I went to my general practitioner and was telling her about this. And she asked me a regimen of questions and this and that. And she said, well, you've got a classic case of PTSD. So she went ahead and prescribed me antidepressants. I'd never been on anything like that in my life. I'd never gone through a depression before. So I took the medicine, and within a few weeks, it was helping me. I wasn't crying anymore, but it wouldn't allow me to go up and it wouldn't allow me to go down. It was just kind of in the middle. So I was dealing with that. And then several months into all this, I was informed that I'd been replaced at my job at Eastern High School that I'd been at for 26 years. Well, this totally threw me into a tailspin. The depression that I had been dealing with up to then had now morphed into anxiety. Okay, but let me back up a little bit. During these months of the depression and everything, the YouTube channel and you all as the viewers supporting me are actually what really got me through that, and my family, because as I suffered through the depression and the anxiety, my family suffered through it. So Melissa, she is a godsend, an angel sent to me, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would be here right now. But fast forwarding back to losing my job, I was informed no longer had a position at Eastern. And then 3 months later, when it was time to come back off of my medical leave, I was then placed in a position that was about a 40% pay cut. So then I was forced to retire early. I had still had 2 or 3 years left to work, but because of making less money, I was forced to take early retirement, which paid more than what the position paid that they were going to put me in. So now the anxiety is really just spiraling now. So it got to the point to where I needed outside help. And that's when I found a therapist, and I went through therapy for several months. It allowed me to recognize when the anxiety was coming on, and it also told me how to deal with it at the onset instead of just like letting it spiral. And so that helped a lot, but I still have to deal with it on a daily basis. So I had family and friends that suggested that I try salt float therapy and infrared sauna therapy. So I looked around and I found a place that was highly recommended, which brings me to the point of this video today. I'm over here in Germantown at Blissful Relaxation. I've been doing some therapy here with the salt float and the infrared sauna. They also offer other services such as massages, and there's another type of salt therapy that's good for like allergies and congestion problems. So I just do the salt float therapy and the infrared sauna, which it specifically helps, and this is scientific evidence proven, helps with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. And those are the 3 big things that I deal with on a daily basis. So I'm going to go in here and show you, if you suffer from any of the things that I just told you about, there's no need to suffer through things like that. There's medicine that can help. There's therapists that can help you through things. And then, of course, there's things like this you can do extra that will help you deal with your daily situations. I'm going to go on in here now, and I'm going to show you around the place, and I'm going to let the owner maybe tell you some more details, and I'm going to show you how this thing works in here. So let's go on in and check it out. All right, I'm going to show you around a little bit before I show you what goes on in here. But they have a lot of accessories that you can purchase in here, oils and different kind of salt related lotions and candles. A lot of really cool stuff in here. Now, of course, you see my bride, Melissa. I apologize. She had to suffer through that whole 10-minute story out there. So I appreciate her patience with me. Okay, I have the owners here, Nick and Nicole. Before I get started on showing you all what goes on here, I'd like to ask you all a couple questions. First of all, can you tell my viewers what the benefits are to the salt float therapy, infrared, sauna, and things like that?
Sure. So for a float, you are floating in 1,700 pounds of Epsom salt. That's in 10 inches of water. It's heated to your skin temperature. So you're literally floating on a liquid bed of salt. It's great for de-stressing, relaxation, basic aches and pains, inflammation, sore muscles. It can help with anxiety, PTSD, arthritis, lupus,
depression.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wide variety of service. Okay. All right. Now that was the salt float part, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell us specific what a person that suffers from like anxiety, PTSD, what benefit can you get with the infrared sauna?
There is a lot of studies that show that it's really good for brain health and cardiovascular health. And a lot of times people, if they have like anxiety or depression, they go in and then like they come out, they feel just kind of refreshed. It's really hard to describe exactly how they get those benefits, but we do have a lot of people that have anxiety, and some want to go to the float. Other people actually prefer the sauna that have anxiety. They say that they come out and it just makes their day where they can get through it, where otherwise it's just a really tough day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess to be able to describe it, it would take a person that suffers with that to truly be able to tell you, like it takes one to know one.
Right.
So that's going to be where I come in here in a minute and be able to describe what the experience was like for me when I started doing this therapy. All right, so I'm going to do a little tour here, and I want to ask you all to show me around if that's okay. All right, so Nicole is going to show me around here. Why don't you go ahead and take me to the first stop?
All right, awesome. So we're going to go down the hall here, and the first stop is going to be our little waiting area. So if you do get here a little bit early, you can kind of chill out, wait for your service. And then
Cozy.
right after that is our first service, is our halo therapy room or salt room, where you breathe in micronized salt for 45 minutes, get to sit in the vibration heated chairs. So it helps to clean out your upper respiratory system. So it helps allergies, asthma, seasonal weather changes, getting over a cold. This is where you want to be.
All right. We're at the second stop of the tour. Take it away, Nicole.
All right, so this is one of our float rooms. This is actually our handicap float room that we're going to look at today. So we'll step in here, let Barry get a little shot of the room.
Okay. Nice. Nice and spacious.
Yeah. And then all of our float tanks are the 7-foot by 8-foot tank here with the 7-foot ceilings, the 10 inches of water, and as I said earlier, the 1,700 pounds of Epsom salt. You float in it for 90 minutes. You have an option of no lights or lights, which is that pretty blue light there. You're going to take a shower before and after. We provide all the stuff for that, towels and everything.
All right. I'll tell you more about the salt float here in a little bit of my own out-of-body experience. All right, we're on the next stop of the tour. Nicole, why don't you show us what we got going on in here?
All right, so we're going to step into one of our 2 full spectrum infrared saunas. Do the sauna here for 40 minutes. And this helps with anxiety, basic aches and pains, inflammation, sore muscles. It's the far, mid, and near infrared waves of the sun. Penetrates you about an inch and a half deep into your skin. So you're sweating out toxins, and those people that don't like to work out, you burn about 400 to 600 calories. So it's a workout without having to go to the gym.
Well, like me, that is very important because I don't mix well with the gym.
I totally understand that. And then right behind me is our very new service. It actually just got here yesterday, and this is going to be a cold plunge that we're going to be setting up this week. So you can come in and do what they call fire and ice. So you do the sauna for a few minutes, you go dip into the cold water, hop back in the sauna, And there's huge benefits for that too. And then after everything, you can also take a shower. Again, towels and everything are provided.
All right. Okay, I think this is our last stop on the guided tour. What do we have going on in here, Nicole?
So this is our massage room. Our massage therapist works Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And she does from basic Swedish to deep tissue massages, so kind of whatever that you would like.
Wow, this room has a very relaxing vibe to it.
Yes.
All right. All right, let me show you how the process works here. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to take a shower. Even if you just took a shower before you got here, you have to take a shower because your different perfumes and soaps and things might have things that can contaminate the water. So you have to wash all that off. You have an unscented body wash shampoo that you're going to use beforehand because you don't want the scented to get mixed in with the water. So you're going to first shower with this, and then when you get out, you're going to either use that or the scented, whatever you want. So over here, you see there's a little sitting area for you to change, get your clothes back on and off. It's suggested that you get into the salt water in the nude, but it's perfectly okay to wear swimming trunks. For today's production, I'm going to spare you all the carnage, and I'm going to wear swimming trunks. You're going to lay in the salt float for 90 minutes. You wear these earplugs here. The lights will go off and the lights will dim in there to where you're in total darkness and you cannot hear anything. The sensation is if like you're floating in outer space or floating in the ocean somewhere. I was picturing myself floating in the ocean off the island of Bimini, looking at the stars. But within a few seconds, you're going to start hearing your own heartbeat, your breathing, and it's almost like music playing, the rhythm of your heartbeat and the breathing. It will put you in a kind of a trance, almost hypnotic effect, to where within minutes, your mind is totally clear and you can just let the tension and the anxiety just float out of your body. Okay, so this infrared sauna actually penetrates into your body. Whenever I leave here, I don't cool down completely for about 45 minutes or half an hour. You can still feel the heat penetrating you long after you've left this thing. Also, it has a feature, you can play YouTube, you can set your phone up to it on Bluetooth, and you can play your favorite podcasts. Goodall's Country Kitchen, by the way, would be a good one that you can play and listen to my videos as you sit in here. It lasts for 40 minutes, and I only let the heat go up to about 130, but I was told that it can go up as high as 150 degrees. So you can adjust that however you want it. It's got a heat control in there. If you're getting too hot, you can actually open the door, let it cool down a little bit. You can adjust the temperature inside there with you, but very relaxing. When you leave here, you feel like a different person. All right, I've been through the regimen. I feel like a new man ready to take on the world. And if you mention this video, you're going to get a big discount. Nicole, why don't you go ahead and give them the particulars on how they can save a bunch of money?
Yeah, so for all of Barry's viewers, we're going to give a discount. The code is Goodall, and it's 25% off all of our services except for a la carte massages. That includes all of our packages, either single services for everything we offer. We also have memberships that you can get here as well. So if you want to come see us more than once, our memberships are shareable with friends and family as well, and your credits roll over each month. So if you're sick or you're on vacation, you're not losing anything if you don't make it in that month.
Okay, and you can use that Goodall code on their website, or if you call their telephone number. You can do it over the phone too. All right. And y'all don't know nothing about this blissful relaxation.
Now you know the facts of why I'm on a mission. You're always welcome back to Goodall's Country Kitchen.